One thing that I will say that I'm absolutely thankful for, other than being out of prison, is not having any scars on my face. Okay, and the reason I say that is because people get wet up and they get BUCK-50 with razor blades all the time. All right, people literally get their face torn open. They call it a BUCK-50. For this video, I'm finna tell y'all the worst BUCK-50 I seen before and after the fact. Check it out.
Haha, I'm the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about BUCK-50s. And I'm going to be speaking on the one that I seen that was considered the worst one I seen while I was locked up down here in Florida. Alright, now, for anyone who's been BUCK-50 before, you know, and you're alive, luckily you're alive. Okay, because I'm gonna be real with you, a BUCK-50 is basically like people just wanted to leave a print on you. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to show someone you were bad business, or you steal, or you tell, or they just wanted to get you off the compound. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to leave that mark on you so others can see. You feel me? That's basically why people BUCK-50 someone. Now, if it was that bad, you're luckily you only got the BUCK-50 with the razor blade, rather than someone pulling a banger out and stabbing you or hitting you. You know what I'm saying? Because when you stab someone, when they stab you, you know, that shit's going in your arteries. That shit, boy, that's more life-threatening than a BUCK-50. You understand? Some people, you know, can get hit with a dull razor and it leave a baby little scar on them and shit, and then it'll look like, damn, bro, he got his face sliced open. In all reality, man, he got hit with a dull razor because it would be way worse. And after a while, when you're incarcerated and you see so many different scars and you see so many people run up and wet someone up and you see people get hit with razors all the time, you can actually tell if that individual scar was from a dull razor or if they got cut real good. You know, you see so many people flop, which means fail. You see so many people run up, try to cut people in the face, and the razor be dull that it don't even do what it's supposed to do. When y'all know, when you have a brand new razor, you can accidentally cut yourself. It'll go right through your skin like butter, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't even got to press down hard when you walk up and rip someone's face open. Now, the reason that this story I'm about to tell you is the worst BUCK-50 I've ever seen was because a lot of times when people get BUCK-50'd, even though the person who's cutting them just does it real quick, it 9 times out of 10, when it heals, it's ugly as hell regardless. But it'll be like either a perfect cut like that or a cut like that. This cut right here that I seen take place while I was in the Panhandle looked like a fucking cursive Z zigzag. Like it looked like it went in and curved and went in and came another way. You understand? So it wasn't like a straight cut. And it's crazy because I didn't even know the individual who got cut, and still don't know him, don't know his name or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I actually ran into him later on at the end of my bid at my camp that I EOS'd from. The camp that I actually got released from. I ran into him there and seen him when it was all scarred up. Alright, so I'm going to let y'all know how it happened and then how it was when I ran into him. We were standing in the chow hall line, and this was when I was in the Panhandle at Calhoun. We were standing in the chow hall line just vibing, and Calhoun's chow hall was different from any other camp I went to because they took the scanning your IDs serious there. See, you got to stand in line, and your ID, they won't let you eat without an ID at some camps. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got an ID and they're scanning them, they're not going to let you eat. So there'll be a line wrapped around the building outside of the damn chow hall because everybody's standing in line and they're beep one at a time. Beep one, you know what I'm saying? Beep one after another. You feel me? They take it serious. So we're standing outside the chow hall in line, and it's like a blind spot. You feel me? And I've seen people get wet here before. You know, like that's a good spot to get somebody. You know, I've seen someone pull a machete out of their pants there one time when a war started. And one of them thought that he was going to get attacked by someone else. He says, oh, you ain't saying nothing. And he upped a machete. You feel me? And started chasing individuals and shit on the side of the wall. And when things like that go down and you ain't involved, you know, they don't always know you're not involved. And then at the same time, they don't care if you're not involved or not. You could be an innocent bystander and get wet. You feel me? You could be standing there and this individual can up a machete on these people right here, and since you're in between them in line, they don't know if you're with them and they don't know if you're with them, and you can get stabbed up. Or it can all be a scenery thing. It can all be a decoy just to get your mind off of what's going to happen to you. These people can act like they're going to go at it just to get your attention so you don't see this other person come up and wet you up or rip your face open. You see, so you got to be very, very on your P's and Q's and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what's going on. You feel me? So as we're standing in the chow hall line, all just vibing and shit, little altercation going on or whatnot between these other people. And it was a decoy. It wasn't even the individual who ended up getting his face ripped open that was getting involved in none of it. He was standing over there. He had a hat on, you know, because they give out hats and jackets and stuff in prison, depending on what time of the year it is for the jackets. So he's standing there with his hat on and shit, and he's just chilling and vibing. Just standing there leaned up against the wall. Basically, the commotion that's going on with all the other individuals, that's what's going to get your attention. Because everyone's arguing and there's a big thing going on. So it's going to have everyone looking that way, less people looking at this individual. Well, he ended up getting his face cut. The guy came up from the side and cut him. And to be real with you, I didn't even see the cut when he first did it. I didn't even see when he walked up and got cut. You feel me? I'm pretty sure maybe 1 out of 30 of us standing in line seen it, because everybody else was paying attention to the commotion. You see what I'm saying? To what was going on with these other people that were arguing right there. You feel me? No one was paying attention to this dude. But once he got cut and the guards ran over there for the commotion and they actually grabbed everybody, when they walked him by us, that's when his shit was cut open, leaking, and this side of his face was, you know, walked right by us. And I looked at him like, dang, he got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that sucks. You feel me? Like, I didn't even see him getting in an argument. You feel me? And then that's when one of my dogs told me, they were like, nah, he wasn't one of the ones arguing. You feel me? That was a decoy. That was a distraction for everybody. Not all the time is it just the officers that inmates try to distract. They try to distract the eyes of other inmates as well. You see what I'm saying? Which this made me, I'm glad I learned this in the earlier on in my bid than near the middle or end, because this made me, when shit goes down and people are arguing, this made me, you know, put my back against the wall and pay attention, or walk and be at the back of the line so everybody's in front of me. You see, like I learned this from seeing this damn little scenario they pulled. You feel me? So like I said, dude got cut. Shit was so ugly looking. That bit went down and like curved, like it was all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is in the beginning of my bid. And like I said, I seen plenty of people get cut, beat up, stabbed, hit with locks. This is the typical thing you're going to see inside of Florida prison. Now, later on, you know, I'm in prison, still doing my bid and everything. I finally managed to get transferred from different institutions. I finally landed at the camp that I was released from, which was DeSoto. All right, that's the last camp that I was at. That's the last place my feet was planted when I was inside of prison down here in the state of Florida. And I always heard stories about DeSoto from people I knew on the streets, from people I met in the county jails, stuff like that. And it sounded like DeSoto was on that. You feel me? So when I'm going through the different camps from where I've been and what I'm used to, like Calhoun, yeah, they did more fighting than they did cutting, but people got cut every once in a while. From there, I landed at Charlotte. I was at Charlotte where, you feel me, where I got most of my fights at, where people 9 times out of 10 didn't even want to fight. It was leading to knife play. So that right there was a big step already from Calhoun to DeSoto, you feel me? Because I already knew what it was like by me going to Charlotte. You see what I'm saying? So once I went from Calhoun to Charlotte, different ball game, and then went from Charlotte, landed at DeSoto, different ball game. So it kind of like made it to where here I went from Calhoun, you know, and had to learn the new ropes of how severe Charlotte is. But then when I go to DeSoto, it like brought it back down another bracket. It wasn't as bad as DeSoto was back in the day from all the stories and shit I had heard. You know what I'm saying? So when I land at DeSoto, I see the same individual. You feel me? I see him on the rec yard one day. He's walking around working out with his homeboys. And it only caught my attention because he was a loudmouth at this camp. You see, he was walking around and arguing about some shit out loud, and you know, he wanted everybody to hear him and think he was cool. I looked over, and when I looked over, at first I only seen half of him, like that, you know, the half of his face, and it wasn't the half where he got cut. So when I looked, I'm like, damn, bro, look familiar. You feel me? I'm like, he do look familiar. I seen him somewhere, but you never know. I could have seen him when I was doing my call outs, when I was getting called to fucking medical or in the chow hall. I could have seen him in the library. I could have seen him anywhere at this institution, and it just felt like I seen him somewhere else, you know? But as I was walking around the rec yard trying to find me a regal spider, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to collect the spiders while I was in prison. We used to fight them and stuff. As I was walking around the rec yard at DeSoto trying to catch me a spider, I finally managed to where I looked at him again and seen the other side of his face and seen the cut and how it healed. And that shit there was like, picture a thin line cutting like some cursive writing, but then picture when it healed, it was like an inch wide now, the whole line. So it like swolled out. You know what I'm saying? It scarred his shit up. It was like a thick, ugly ass shit like that. You feel me? And I'm like, damn, that's bro that got cut while we were at Calhoun. You feel me? You know, and me personally, I ain't never want to get nothing like that done, put on my face. That's why anytime it led to a certain situation, you got to be willing to address that shit first. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping on the beef can get you 8. You feel me? Literally. Seafood, eat food, or be food. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what it is. You could see somebody that you got beef with, an altercation can literally arise, and you not addressing it, or you just think you're sweeping it under the rug and letting it go, can be backfired, and you can get the shit end of the stick and you could get cut. And it could be something where you don't even think it was serious. You could think, oh yeah, man, it ain't nothing, man. You know, bro already knows what time it is. I'm not the one to fuck with. He might think in all reality that you're thinking that about him. You see what I'm saying? So you're thinking, bro, ain't finna do nothing to you. You feel me? But on his end, he might think you're gonna do something to him, and he'll come up and will cut your face wide open. You see what I'm saying? And some people that got BUCK-50s while I was in prison deserve it. I'm gonna be real with you. Some of them, they got shit that they deserve. You feel me? Some of them got it for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, some people got it by mistake. Not even the right person got cut. You know what I'm saying? But as many people I've seen cut, and as many scars that I haven't seen that people have, I've never seen one as ugly as this one. Okay? And I've said in videos in the past, you know, for people who've been here for a while, you know, that if someone cut my face like that, man, I'd have to body him. You feel me? There's no way that I can let you leave that ugly ass shit on my face and just charge it to the game. Straight up. And if I got transferred behind there from getting sent to the infirmary and getting transferred, anybody that was a part of what you're a part of, I feel sorry for at the next camp that I go to, because I'm going to take it out on one of them. That's exactly what I would do. You feel me? And I like speaking on certain things that I've spoke on before, just due to the fact you look at it, the new subscribers, the new people that join and support the channel, new people that come in here might not know what a BUCK-50 is. You understand? They might not been around when I speak on different BUCK-50s, you feel me, and stuff like that. So a lot of times when it seems like, oh, I'm talking about the same thing you've already talked, no, I'm just touching on that same topic in a different scenario. Therefore, it's explained again for new people, and there's always more stories than just one. You understand? If somebody gets cut inside a prison, it won't be the first person you know that gets cut. And it won't be the last. You understand? I don't care where you get locked up at. If that place is rocking, if people are known to tote knives, then you've seen more than one person get cut. Or you've heard of more than one person getting cut. Or you've seen more than one cut on someone's face. Or else they want to be toting knives. You understand? And when you think about it, it's like, if you found yourself on the other side of that knife or on the other side of that razor, right? And it's either you cut them or they cut you. What are you going to do? Ask yourself that. If you're someone watching this video and you've never been in trouble before, you've never had to physically, violently hurt and harm someone, think about what you would do if you found yourself in that situation, right? I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 people would feel like, oh, I'm going to cut them. I'm going to cut them if they're trying to cut me, right? Well, prison is the type of place that you're not going to know when that person wants to cut you. You're not going to even know if they want to cut you. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know. People that ain't meant to get cut, get cut. You could literally come to a compound and have nothing to do with anything that is going on. Nothing to do with any drama, any beef, any gang shit, nothing at all. And you could be an innocent bystander. You could be walking in line to the chow hall or the canteen, and a gang member could be over there talking to one of their brothers in a different line, and then they point and say that, yeah, that dude right there, blah, 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 is the one I once stabbed. And as they're pointing, the line's moving. You could be third in line, and really they meant to point at either the second in line or the fifth in line, but since the line's moving, and then bam, they're looking, they're like, okay, I got him, and go run up and wet you, and you not even be the person they meant to hit. That's how it goes in prison. So you got to literally be like willing to do something first, even if that person wasn't willing to do it to you at all. You see? Because the moment you think nothing will happen, it will happen. Straight up. From what I remember, while I was standing in that line by the chow hall when this dude got wet at Calhoun, everybody's attention was on them two dudes arguing. Everybody. Even the dude who was leaning against the wall with his hat on that got cut. You see? He didn't know nobody was coming to get him. You feel me? It isn't like someone's got to approach you or let you know they're coming or even make it feel like there's a vibe in the fucking atmosphere that something is going to happen to you. The whole goal is to get you. So whether they got to finesse, whether they got to be violent, whether they got to play up under you, whether they got to drift, distract, whatever it is, if you're who they want, they will do it. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody takes the same scenario or needs the same energy brought at them in order to get BUCK-50'd. You see? So when you're there and you find yourself going through this type of situations and you see people getting cut left and right and you're not even knowing where it came from, sometimes these individuals don't even know where it came from. It kind of makes you feel like harming somebody over something so simple, something so small. You feel me? You didn't have to harm that individual. You didn't have to cut them. You didn't have to fire them up with a lock. You didn't have to stab them up. You didn't have to jump them with your homeboys. Of course you didn't have to, but a part of you may. You understand? A part of you may have to. You feel me? Little things that get swept under the rug leave you vulnerable and leave it to where next thing you know, you finna get your ass cut when you least expect it. Straight up. To you, you get in an argument with this individual because he owes you 2 soups. Right? He owes you 2 soups, so you arguing with him. Like, all right, say no more, boy. You finna give me my bread. It's okay. You feel me? In your mind, you're not thinking, oh, he's going to stab me because he owes me 2 soups. Right? You're not thinking that. So then when he comes and he wets you up, or he grabs this razor blade and he slices you across your face, rips your shit open to where you see your jawline, your cheekbone and all that, you're going to feel shocked, dumb to the world. But in all reality, on his end, he wasn't planning on stabbing you or wetting you up because he owes you 2 soups. On his end, he's thinking you're going to wet him up or stab him because he owes you. So he's just trying to get the upper hand and do it to you first. You see? That's how it ends up going. So a lot of people end up getting harmed and getting fucked up even when they weren't meant to. Even when it wasn't even that type of situation. That's why it's so dangerous to gamble, bet, borrow. All that stuff is dangerous. Because yeah, he'll give you it back. He says Monday. You feel me? Today's Friday, man. Let me hold $3, man, till Monday. Monday comes around. Yeah, bro, fuck, bro. My money ain't hit yet, dog. I got you tomorrow, man. You feel me? Tuesday comes around. Oh, yeah, man, they dropped the money before 8 o'clock. So since they dropped it before 8 o'clock, it won't be on tomorrow. It's going to be the following day. You know, you feel me? And then you're like, all right, bro, ain't no pressure. You feel me? Now, he may think since you ain't taking it serious and you ain't trying to present it like, oh boy, you finna give me my money. You feel me? You might dead ass feel like it's all right, no pressure, bitch. Just give it to me when you get it in a couple days. He might feel like you finessing him. He might think you just trying to leave him to the blind and you're going to try to get him. You feel me? And then next thing you know, that paranoia kick in, and then he'll come and he'll wet your ass up or stab you or rip your face open with a razor blade. All because he owes you money? No, because he thinks you're coming to get him. You just don't want him to know. That's how slimy and grimy it is in prison. You feel me? Gang members stab each other, cut each other. Gang members stab people who aren't in gangs. People that aren't in gangs stab gang members. They stab each other. Officers get stabbed. Straight up. While I was at Charlotte, the gang sergeant had a big old fucking scar across his face. They usually do. Normally, if you go to a camp and they got a gang sergeant, if that camp is rocking like that and it's known to be like gangland and it's known to like have, you know, riots and stabbings and shit like that, you will see their gang sergeant 9 times out of 10 is going to have some type of scars on his face. Because it don't seclude him because he's an officer. They going to wet them too. You got people in there that got life. People in there that got a couple life sentences. You got people that ain't never coming home. You got some people in there that are coming home that'll still wet up a guard. You feel me? Because you think about it. If they find themselves in a situation, you know what I'm saying, that has to do with them getting flipped by their gang, and the guard is the reason that the whole situation popped up, they'll cut that guard. Straight up. If they're about to get in beef with their own gang because of something they did by mistake, and say the guard knocked off something of theirs, right? Now they got to be held accountable in front of their gang for it. If it was an inmate that knocked off their shit, you feel me? The gang and the individual who was accountable for it, they would all take it out on that inmate. You feel me? But if it's a guard, that same inmate's going to want to prove to his gang, you know, hey, man, look, man, that shit, man, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And that inmate will attack that guard, cut that guard, do what they got to do, knock the guard out, try to break the guard's jaw. Like, all this type of stuff happens, you feel me? And a lot of guards are disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? They're not just straight up like cool with you. There's some cool ones, but there's a lot of them that are disrespectful. So that builds up to where, like, bitch, I can't wait to cut that motherfucker and give him a $1.50. You know what I'm saying? And where I was at Charlotte, that officer, he had an ugly ass $1.50 scar also. You know what I'm saying? For real. And the person on the other side of the knife, on the other side of the blade, when they do that $1.50, not only did they do what they needed to do, but that's a trophy. The uglier the cut, the better, okay? Because you really fucked that person's face up. You really not just scarred them up, you know what I'm saying? The ones that normally got a cool looking scar and shit like that, 9 times out of 10, that was a dull razor. Even a dull razor will cut. You ever scratched yourself or fucking fell off of a bike and got road rash or anything like that, and it wasn't that deep of a cut, it wasn't that severe, but it left a scar? You see what I'm saying? It'll still leave a little light scar. Right? Some shit be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember on my shin fucking riding a bicycle when I was younger. And you know how your shit could go backwards? I remember how many times the pedals would swing back and hit me in my shin. Bam! Eventually busted my shit open, left me with a scar on my shin. You see? Wasn't that serious. Wasn't that big of a, you know, a cut or nothing like that. But it did leave a scar. So when you see these little scars that people got and it isn't that bad of a scar, that right there could have been a dull razor. Could have been something that wasn't even, it could have been a pencil. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So the whole thing isn't just to cut the individual, it's to get the trophy out of it. And leaving them with an ugly scar to where they really look banged up and really like printed for life, where it's ugly as hell, that's the trophy. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, out of all the cuttings and stabbings, all the $1.50 scars I seen on inmates and guards, I never seen one as ugly as this person who got cut while I was at Calhoun. You see what I'm saying? And it literally, like, I can revision it. Him walking by when it was first cut open, I can like slow-mo it in my head and picture me just looking at it like, damn, you know, that shit, I live here too, you feel me? This is gonna make me open my eyes wider and pay attention to what the fuck's going on. You see what I'm saying? I needed to see things like that to know where I'm at is no joke. To know where I'm at is no play. This right here is real deal. People are getting hurt. People are getting cut. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. On the streets you do it, they gonna try to bam you for it. In the chain gang you do it, all they're gonna do is ship you and put you in confinement. It isn't that big of a deal, the outcome for getting cut or cutting someone. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to share the story with y'all and let y'all know the ugliest one that I've ever seen. You feel me? And it's mind-blowing because prison's such a small place. If you think about it, I was in Bluntstown, Florida, which is Calhoun, which was up there at the top. It was up there near Panama or some shit like that. It was up there, like at the tip top. You feel me? Pensacola or something. I was up there. So for me to be there, and then years later, after going to Charlotte, and then bam, DeSoto, running into that same individual all the way on the other side of the map, and seeing the outcome of what it looked like. You feel me? So it, like, of course it's gonna stick with me, and of course it's gonna be something that I remember because I ran into that individual again and seen how his shit healed up, you know. And when someone gets cut, you know, depending on how sharp the razor is, you ain't even gonna feel it at first. When that wind hits it, that's when you're gonna be like, ah, and that bitch start gushing and it opens. You see what I'm saying? That shit cut right like butter. Swoop. You feel me? But a lot of people who do the BUCK-50 and shit like that, they be so scared themselves doing it that they don't get a good cut. You know what I'm saying? They literally don't. They just go up and they try to and get missing. Next thing you know, it'll be a cut like this big. You feel me? And then that individual will dead ass go back to his quad, put toothpaste and shit on there, whatever, patch yourself up, try to stay off the radar, don't go to chow for a couple days till this bitch heals up and everything like that. And then definitely try to get that individual back who cut him, because word's gonna spread. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna know who cut him. Word's gonna spread. If you don't see him, eventually he'll know who it was. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. You feel me? But anyways, for anyone who's ever seen somebody get cut with a BUCK-50, now I'm not talking about stabbings. We'll talk about the worst stabbings and stuff like that in another video. I'm talking about a BUCK-50 where they get their face cut open. That's why they call it a BUCK-50. You see what I'm saying? It may take 150 stitches to get it done. BUCK-50. Feel me? So for anyone who's ever seen somebody get a BUCK-50, or if you've ever seen a scar on someone's face, you know, from, you could tell it was a BUCK-50. Y'all drop y'all's input on the worst one you seen. The ugliest. One where dude's shit looked like fucking Frankenstein. Where his shit, it was unreal, to where he looked like he'd been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? He looked like you could tell, even if that shit didn't hurt as much as you think it will, that shit looked like it hurt 5 times worse. You know what I'm saying? Y'all drop it in the inbox. Drop it in the comment section. Let people know, you feel me, what it's like seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're someone that, you know, fell short and ended up getting cut yourself while you was in there. Or if you cut someone, share it with the people. I'm pretty sure they like to read up on that stuff. Just like me, I read everybody's comments. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you share the channel. We growing slowly but surely. We getting there. We almost at 70K. I'm not in no rush. I'm not in competition with nobody. At the end of the day, I'm going to get there regardless. It ain't about who gets there first. It's just about who gets there. You feel me? I appreciate y'all tuning in like I always say. Y'all make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Keep them rat squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, people that line, YouTube, clout chasers, fake ass gang members, man. Keep them out your circle, man. Until next time, this the one and only Frog.